Let's do it. So we're going to start with Undead Unluck, episode 8, Victor. That's a badass name. So will we finally see the defeat of Spoil? Let's see what kind of strategy the group can come up with to defeat this incredibly powerful UMA, which I Googled what a UMA was because I couldn't remember, and it's unidentified mysterious animal. So this thing's an animal, I guess. I'm not sure on that one, but
I don't think they've ever said that, right?
I don't think so. I just Googled it because I was curious. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
I was pretty sure it was meant something like unidentified something, but I just wasn't never sure what exactly it meant. So
Yeah, like I thought it'd be like abnormal or something, but nope, it's an animal.
like it doesn't look like an animal, bro.
No. But so coming off of last week's episode, Shen has figured out one of Spoil's weaknesses. And it's when he does that creepy ass thing with his long ass Orochimaru neck.
Yeah.
He comes out and it turns out that being near his head doesn't cause you to spoil. So Shen figures out that basically how it works is it's got to be somewhere within his body. And it turns out that there's a core there. But we get to see Shen bring out the power pole from Dragon Ball. They called it like the Neo Kinko staff or some bullshit, but no, that's the power pole, dog. I was kind of hyped.
Yeah, as soon as I seen that, I was like, no way. He's literally Goku right now.
Dude, oh, go for it.
I was just saying, I was excited.
Dude, I was so surprised that Fuko brought up Journey to the West here, which is like the story that Dragon Ball is based on.
Really?
Yeah.
It was trying to do this shit then, huh?
Yeah, it's an old Chinese like folk lore tale kind of thing. But I was sitting there, I was like, how did you not use this opportunity to make a Dragon Ball reference? Like, you've had SpongeBob on your show. You should have definitely had Shen looking like Goku or something, because that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that thing about the story or whatever. That makes it even more crazy that they didn't do anything because the power pole. Like, it feels like that they was trying to, make a reference, but they never did, I guess.
Well, that's the same weapon in Journey to the West, so they went back farther than Dragon Ball.
Okay.
But you figured with like all like the pop culture references of like, recent years we've gotten in the show, they would have brought up Dragon Ball, not some 4,000-year-old story,
True. I mean, didn't Shin kind of do like a Dragon Ball pose at one point, but without like the aura around him?
I mean, that's just a bow staff pose, but yeah, we'll count it.
I counted it, so
I love that. But I thought it was pretty smart that Shen brought an artifact that can extend like that, because he can attack Spoil from outside of the range of his decay ability. So I thought that was pretty smart.
I just wonder if like they have stuff like that, just carrying it around kind of, and what all that they do actually have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, if the artifacts are going to be based off of like old stories like that, it'll be cool to see what else they break out, if they do break anything else out,
Yeah, and I'm with Andy as well. He was like, "Why didn't you use this sooner?" Truth, man. True.
And we also learn what Shen's negator ability is, and it's Untruth. And I thought that was an interesting name for it. Basically, any conscious thought that enters his opponent's mind, the opposite happens. That's why when everybody tries to walk away, they get sucked into his junk.
Yeah.
And Spoil's trying to use his like decay beam ability, and it just doesn't work because that's how Shen's ability works. So that's really cool that they finally, after seeing it, episode 3, 2?
Yeah, it was definitely 2 or 3. It was very early on.
So it's cool to finally know what his negator ability is.
Did you like see like that coming, or did you think it was something else? Because I didn't think it was Untruth. I thought it was like something to do with like gravitational like magnetism or something like that, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of did too. I didn't think it was going to be truth. Basically, whatever you think is going to happen, the opposite happens. But even then, like, that doesn't scream truth to me. That's like opposite or like you were saying, magnets, like opposites attract. So I thought it would have had a
Yeah.
different name, but I do like the way they went with it. It's kind of badass.
Yeah. Um, but then we get into like Shin. Shin is like talking about Spoil's power, about how it's so overwhelming. Um, but this happens like as they're sending, they decide to send them up to space based on Fuko, hunch, I guess, or
Yes.
whatever.
So Shen actually states that first. He says we might be. He's like he's really strong. We might be able to see him. And I was really curious. I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Who's him? Like I mean, I'm him, but who's him? And so Fuko and we go back to Fuko and Andy. Andy's like grabbing at her like sides, and she gets all pissed off about it and slaps him across the face. And this actually led to some really unfortunate unluck. And they're talking about how basically spoil is caused by bacteria and they need to go to a place with no bacteria. So Andy is thinking about just making more explosions, scared of all the moisture in the air. And the unlock hits. And I think this is like the first time we've seen unlock really backfire during a fight. Because normally it leads to some crazy thing that helps them out. But Andy just like fell into a massive crevice and you just hear his legs like break on impact. So like I was kind of like, oh shit, that's not happened yet. Like normally like it leads to a meteorite falling on the opponent, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, like if you get, I'm glad that they did this, because if you get if you get too comfortable, like using this without the ability to control it, like what's gonna happen, then I'm glad that they like made it where it doesn't always work out in their favor. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was good to show that it can backfire. And while Andy's down there regenerating his now smashed into a million bones legs, Fuko actually tells like Shen like we should send it to space because there's no moisture, there's no air in space. So like his ability shouldn't work there. And Shen comes up with this crazy ass plan to use the power pole to basically send Spoil and Andy into space. But to survive this, Andy has to basically like up his regenerative abilities. And the only way to do that is to basically unlock all those memories and take that little metal card out of his forehead. So when they're going up, Andy pulls this scene is nuts, by the way. They're just launched into space in this giant power pole, which reminds me of Dragon Ball so much, going up to the lookout for the first time. And so basically he pulls the card out, throws it to Shen, and they make it up to space. And Spoil's like, oh yeah, you might not be able to like be like defeated by my ability when it's like just permeating off my body, but I can still shoot you with this giant ass laser beam. And Andy is like, yeah, or we think he's Andy at the time, but Andy's like, yeah, go for it, dog, whatever. And he blows off half his head. And when Andy regenerates, he regenerates his body entirely, basically loses all of the spoil like decay on his body. And for some reason, his hair gets really long.
I don't know if
It
that's
turns black.
it. Do you think that they're trying to go for like Dragon Ball esque type things there too? Maybe.
I don't know. Like my thinking is that he's regenerating so fast, his hair grows out and goes back to its original color. But we'll get
Hmm.
into that a little more in a bit. But like, so Andy is now in what looks like he's also super strong. He looks like Trunks and like when he goes like super awake and super saiyan. Like he's just huge now, absolutely ripped. And
I love how Undead Unluck is turned into Dragon Ball at this point.
this one episode was just like, is this Dragon Ball Z? Like, what's going on here, dude? But Andy's new form is like nuts. He uses his attack called the Vision Bullet, where he shoots off two of his fingers and makes two more versions of himself. And they just absolutely body spoil. Like, did you think they were going to do that fast?
No, like we see, the thing is we've never seen Andy be able to basically clone himself. but all of a sudden he's able to clone himself, basically. And like this is Naruto now, you know? Shadow clone jutsu's up in here. And I mean, how are you gonna contest, you know, how are you gonna like fight that? How are you gonna fight two or three of those? It's you just can't, right?
Oh, definitely not, man. But so they defeat Spoil, they find the core, and Andy's holding it in his hand. And he just cuts off his arm and stabs his sword through it. And his arm just falls to the earth. And then after that, we go back to Fuko and Shen, who are basically telling like that group of kids, like, "Hey, you got to get out of here. Shit might be going down," and tells them to run in that direction and that their group will pick them up. So I guess the Union's got tracks on them. And then we get to the good stuff. This episode went off the rails at this point. Like, so we see the arm with Spoil and the sword hit the ground. I mean, it's like a freaking meteor at this point falling from space. And Andy just regenerates from his arm. And we've never seen this before. Like, Andy's always had to regenerate like from a part, like his head usually. So now he can regenerate from his arm. So his ability's even more broken when he's in this new form.
Apparently, he can regenerate from any part of his body. He says so.
Yeah,
fingers, arms, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, dude, it was nuts. And Shen basically goes in the defensive because he notices that Andy's different, and like his memory should have been restored, but his whole personality changed. And that's when we learn about Vict Thor, which is a hilarious name. It is a combination of the winner and the god of thunder Thor. So that's kind of badass.
Yeah, I love that. I laughed out loud when I think they actually said Thor at one point, and I was laughing. I was like, "No way,
Yeah.
no way, bro!"
And Andy comes out. He's basically like, "I'm not a god. I'm a human. I'm not Thor." And it turns out his name's just Victor. But then we get to Shen versus Victor, and Shen gets really surprised because his negator ability doesn't work, and like Victor hits him so hard that his arm breaks. He basically blows through Shen's block and just absolutely like Shen looked like Deku after this. Like his arm was bruised, his face was bruised. Like it looked straight out of My Hero Academia.
Ooh, we're going everywhere in this episode.
It was all over the place with anime references that probably aren't supposed to be anime references, but we're making them.
Yeah, it's funner when your imagination runs wild, says SpongeBob. So,
but then Victor uses Part's bullet to basically shoot Shen with 5 finger pistols and knocks him out. And at this point, Fuko tries to use Unluck on Victor, and like nothing happens. So after seeing Shen and Fuko's abilities not work, do you think like Victor can just negate her abilities?
see, I was wondering about that as well. I don't know if it's like I don't know. To be honest, like, is it because he's a god, or is it because of an advanced form of his ability of undead? Right.
I don't know. I mean, regeneration shouldn't cause other abilities to not work.
I kind of get why Fuko's might not have worked because hers rely on how much she likes a person. I think that she don't really like this alternate personality. I think maybe that's why it didn't work on him, right?
I don't know because I mean, technically, like even if she doesn't like you, like something bad still happens. I mean, remember the old guy who like tripped and sprained his ankle?
That was her grandpa though.
Yeah, she said she didn't like her grandpa.
Yeah, but she liked him a little bit,
I
right?
don't know. This is the same body of the man she's supposed to fall in love with, and she even says like she's trying to communicate with Andy, who's in there somewhere. And we see a few times you'll see like a little spark of lightning in the gaping hole in his forehead. And like it'll be like Andy and Victor are talking, which is really weird. So we have like a really weird split personality disorder thing going on here.
What if Victor like has another ability, like this alternate personality has another ability attached to it, like undead?
What
That would
on
be cool.
God?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, after that, Shed basically comes in. He's like, Andy asked me to do two things: protect the brat and defeat me. And then after that, the whole fucking union shows up. And I'm really excited. I think we're about to get a really gnarly brawl next episode.
yeah, for sure. I think it ended with the leader chick pulling up on him, and they're gonna have a sword fight, maybe. So it's
I
gonna be
think so.
interesting to see like what all negator abilities that they have. I'm sure we'll get to we'll find out at least one of theirs. So
Yeah, definitely. And another anime reference, she really reminds me of people from Gundam.
really, okay.
There's always a mysterious masked person in Gundam who is normally pretty high up in like a military organization. And well,
Hmm.
she's basically leading one. So like, yeah, getting Gundam vibes from her.
Victor reminds me of kinda?
Ichigo when he's in his like black hair
Yes.
mode.
Yes. Yes. Did you not think that as soon as it happened?
No, I didn't until you said something, and then I was like, the hair is kind of like Ichigo.
Well, his whole build, bro, like his whole build, like that's just what it looked like, back then.
I don't think Ichigo was that ripped.
I think so. I
I don't.
really do. I
I
really
don't.
think he was like that ripped that hard.
I don't know, man. I don't think he was that jacked up. I mean, shit, he's fucking huge.
Look, I'll make a side by side after this episode, and we're gonna see.
He kind of reminds me of like Majin Vegeta. Like I'm just an angsty, angry person. You haven't seen that yet in DBZ, I don't think.
No, I ain't really seen that yet. I'm only in Dragon Ball right now.
You're still not in Dragon Ball Z yet. Like you've been like at the end of Dragon Ball for a minute. I feel like.
Well, the thing is like I've not watched it technically in a little while, so it's just like sitting there. You know what I mean? Not moving,
Putting it on the back burner. Shame.
pretty much, honestly. But I'll get to it eventually. So
I feel that. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see where this fight actually goes. Like, I don't even know if the Union can beat Victor. He looks broken.
yeah, I don't know either. I'm kind of wondering like why instead of trying to beat him, why not just try to put that thing back in his head? Wouldn't that be the easiest option?
Yeah, but I feel like he knows how to handle that now. I feel like he knows that that's the way to get him back to being Andy. So, like, I feel like he'll be on the defense for that?
Yeah. I honestly think that Fuko is going to play a big part in Andy coming back. It just feels like that. It feels like the power of friendship is going to happen.
I mean, it should. It's a shonen anime, so
Yeah. That's
I'm
what I
just
want to see. I don't want to see a big fight or whatever. I just want to see, Fuko kiss him and,
whoa.
we're back.
We need boxing first, though. They didn't bring the whole squad there for a little schmooch. Come on, we need some boxing.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit. That's what we're gonna get for a little while. But then I don't think they're gonna be able to do much with him unless they got some crazy negator abilities. But if it's true, then that he can negate the negator abilities, then I
Oh,
don't know.
negate.
Imagine.
Oh, that'd be broken.